Before installing your ledger into the structure, you're going to want to become familiar with the material type of your building. For our video's purpose, we're going to take vinyl siding off and install it into the studs. If you have a different material type and you're unsure of the best standard operating procedure or practices, please give us a call at 563-345-6745. Please also note that this installation video series does not demonstrate or provide instructions for flashing where the ledger attaches to your structure. Proper flashing methods vary depending on your home's construction and exterior materials. If you're unsure how to properly flash your installation, we recommend consulting a qualified professional familiar with your specific structure to help prevent water intrusion and any potential damage. The Step A portion of cutting your ledger to length, Roman numerals 1 through 8, shows that the aluminum on the inside of the ledger is actually 1.5 inches shorter than whatever the final vinyl measurement is. And so what I'm saying here is if your ledger is 100 inches wide, the aluminum on the inside is actually going to be 98.5 inches. This is because almost every ledger has flat caps on the end of it, which are an internal connection whenever you put those flat caps on the inside. So we want 3/4 of an inch space on each end to be able to glue those flat caps in correctly. Next, we'll determine the exact location of your ledger plate. If you've already chosen where your pergola is going to attach and your posts are just going to fall wherever they need to, you can now skip ahead. Otherwise, you're going to use your post locations to establish the center of the pergola, transferring that center point to the house and then raise it up to the desired ledger height using a level, plumb bob, or a laser. Once you've confirmed everything is square, you're going to mark the full width of the ledger on the wall. If siding needs to be removed before installation, do that now before proceeding. For our video's example, we're going to go with the no soffit but able to remove and reinstall the siding. So our installers have removed the siding from the area and we're now marking the wrap for the ledger ends and the bottom, ensuring that that bottom mark is indeed level. We're going to mark all future screw locations where we're going to lag this into the home on that wrap itself, typically going to be right where the studs are. Now we'll go ahead and mark the ledger plate for the rafter hangers, laying the ledger on a sturdy work surface and identifying what we determine to be the top and the bottom of that profile. All rafter hanger locations will be marked near the bottom edge of the face that will be visible after the installation. Start by finding and marking the center of the ledger itself. And if your pergola has an odd number of rafters, this mark is going to be in the center of the middle rafter. But if it has an even number, it's going to be the center of the space between those two middle rafters. From there, you're going to use your layout worksheet to mark the remaining inside and outside rafter hanger locations. Next, we're going to mark and drill the ledger attachment points. Transfer the attachment locations from the house to the ledger, then verify they match exactly before drilling. Check that each attachment point clears the rafter hanger locations, adjusting as needed to avoid any conflicts. Once confirmed, drill the pilot holes through the vinyl, remove the aluminum insert, enlarge the holes as outlined in the manual, and then clean away any shavings and reinstall that aluminum insert before moving on. Special shout out to Roman numeral 4 here, making sure that your top holes are indeed 3 inches down from the very top of your ledger. When we get way later into the installation, your flute covers will not go all the way back if these are only 2 inches down. With your ledger now prepared, attach the rafter hangers using the layout marks that you made earlier. Then, with a helper, you can carefully raise the ledger into position and secure it to the structure using the supplied ledger lock fasteners. The final step is installing the flashing. This video series does not demonstrate or teach flashing techniques, as proper methods vary depending on your home's construction and exterior materials. If you're not experienced with flashing, we strongly recommend consulting a qualified professional to ensure a watertight installation and prevent any potential water damage.